Hello and welcome to episode 28 of Rebuilding Chelsea on FM23. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode, it is the pre-season and transfer special, and I'm going to begin by showing you the players that have left the club at the end of their contracts since the last season finished. So I'll be back with that in just a moment. Okay, here are the players who left the club at the end of their contracts. Just two of them actually, Timur Bakayoko and Tok Brimacombe Ward. But in addition to those, there are also two players who have been moved on for transfer fees so far. And they are Ian Martson, who's gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 4.3 million. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's joined Clermont for £2 million. So all of which leaves us with, along with of course the players whose loan contracts have expired, leaves us with a slightly different squad to the one that ended last season. And I'll show you how it looks now in just a moment. Okay, here is the squad as it is now on the 1st of July, with the out-of-contract players gone and no incoming signings having been made yet. So we've got two goalkeepers, Unai Simon and Edouard Mendy. Mendy is wanted and is also on the transfer list as well. And of course, with one of the objectives of the save being to completely remove all of the players who were part of the original first team squad, Edouard Mendy does need to leave within the next 3 years. So we will be trying to move him on and bring in a new goalkeeper. We've got one right back at the club in the shape of Reece James, who is an existing player, so again needs moving on. And we should be looking to hopefully get one or two right backs in this summer. In terms of centre backs, we're left with three at the moment. We've got Wesley Fofana, Antonio Silva and Kalidou Koulibaly. So plenty of work needed in the centre back department. Just Antonio Silva is a new arrival. In fact, we have one dedicated left back, which is Ben Chilwell, who is also an original member of the squad and therefore needs to be moved on. And we've of course got Marc Cucurella, who is officially regarded as a wing back but has been playing at left back, and again is an original member of the squad, so needs moving on. In defensive midfield, we've only got Sven Botman. So we could do with adding another one in there. In terms of the central midfield roles, we've got Enzo Fernandez, Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham. So just the three. But also Kai Havertz, who is regarded as an attacking midfielder, but can certainly play in that central midfield role. So 4 players there, but 3 of them at least are original members of the squad. So again, plenty of scope for players to move on there too. On the right hand side, David Neres is a new signing, as is João Mario. So the right hand side is sorted. On the left, we've got Raheem Sterling, Callum Hudson-Odoi, who are both original members of the squad. Faustino Angerin, who isn't good enough anyway, and Mykhailo Mudryk, who is an original member of the squad. Christian Pulisic is back from his loan spell away, but as an original member of the squad, we're looking to move him on. And Ez Abde is a new member of the squad, so ideally we're looking for one replacement left winger and to get rid of all of the other ones. So we'll be looking for a world-class left winger. And then up front we've got Evan Nielsen and Yusufa Mokoku, both of whom are new to the club. So we may look to add one more striker in, but if not, we'll go with what we've got. So that concludes the roundup of the squad as it is now. I'll be back in a little while once we've managed to make our first batch of signings. So I'll talk to you again in just a moment. Okay, it is now the 14th of July, and as you can see, since the last update, there has been quite a lot of movement in and out. I'll begin with the players leaving. You already knew about the first two on the last update. So since then, Callum Hudson-Odoi has joined Bayer Leverkusen on a free transfer. Xavier Simons has joined Lazio on a free. Christian Pulisic has joined Leicester on a free transfer. Charlie Webster goes to Aston Villa on a free. Amari Hutchinson joins Ipswich Town on loan. Benoit Badiashile joins Napoli on a fee-paying loan. Mason Burstow joins Watford for £210,000. Edouard Mendy joins Nice for £5 million. And Gabriel Slonina went to Granada on a fee-paying loan. So I now turn to the players that we've signed so far. First player in was Dennis Simon for £22.5 million from Stuttgart. Let's have a look at him. He's a goalkeeper. 2-star current ability, 3-star potential. Going to be our backup goalkeeper for a long time to come. So very pleased to get him in. Xavi Simons, so not to be mixed up with Xavier Simons, who left for Lazio, but Xavi Simons comes in from PSV Eindhoven for an initial £52 million. And he is a central midfielder, 3 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential, and already got 19 caps for the Dutch national team. So again, delighted to get one of my important targets in for the season. And the third and final signing so far, Vanderson for 43 million initially, potentially rising to 85 million from Monaco. And Vanderson is a right back, 3.5 stars of current ability, 3.5 stars of potential, and 23 years of age, already been capped 7 times by Brazil. So really excited about him coming in. And I'll leave you there, and I'll be back in a moment with the next batch of arrivals and departures. Okay, another week has gone by since the last time I was with you, and as you can see, there have been no further arrivals but 3 more departures. Tyreek George goes to Everton for £240,000, Dylan Williams to Brentford for an initial £1.4 million, and Faustino Angerin goes to Copenhagen for £2.1 million. So I'll be back in a week's time to update you with the next batch of transfers. Okay, another week has gone by in pre-season, so time for the next batch of transfer updates. And as you can see, 2 players have left. Kalidou Koulibaly's gone to Barcelona for £10 million. Harvey Vale has departed for Reading on a fee-paying loan. And there is 1 arrival, but what an arrival. Kefren Turam from Nice for £60 million, and here he is. So he is a 23-year-old central midfielder and defensive midfielder. He is 4 stars of current ability and potential, and this guy is absolute class. He's got 4 caps for France, and he's going to get an awful lot more than that. So delighted to have him in, and I will be back in a moment with the final batch of transfer updates when I come back on the eve of the new season. So I'll speak to you again in just a moment. Okay, it is now the 9th of August and the new season is just around 24 hours away. So time for the final transfer update of pre-season before we look at how we got on in the pre-season friendlies and show you the squad that will be taken into the new season. I'll begin by talking about the 3 players who've left the club since the last update. Noni Madueke goes on loan to Benfica and will receive 2.6 million for him for that loan spell. Kai Havertz joins Real Madrid for £75 million and Andre Santos goes on loan with a 1.4 million fee to Mallorca, and just one arrival, but it is arguably the signing of the summer, and we've brought in Benjamin Sesko from Red Bull Leipzig for £84 million. And he is 21 years old, already capped 33 times by Slovenia with 20 international goals, 3.5 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential. So he is absolutely the player we were looking for to boost our options up front. And I'll be back in a moment to show you the pre-season results before we confirm the squad. Okay, well here are the pre-season results then, and as you can see we began pre-season with a 3-1 win away to Bristol Rovers. We then beat Birmingham City 4-0. Sturm Graz were beaten on neutral territory 6-1. We beat Austria Vienna on neutral territory by the same scoreline, and then Rapid Wien by the 3-0 scoreline. We then played Lask on the final game of our tour to Austria and beat them 5-1 before facing Real Madrid at home and beating them 3-1, losing 3-2 at home to Liverpool, beating Barnet 8-0 at home, and then in the final pre-season friendly, which was a testimonial for Koke, we did come out on the wrong end of a 2-1 defeat. So with the pre-season results done, let's have a look at the squad as it stands now, and I'll be back with that in just a moment. Okay, here is the squad then that we'll be taking into pre-season. I have tweaked the rules very slightly in that I will allow anyone who came through the Chelsea Academy to remain at the club. It is only players who have been signed that will have to leave. I have marked all of my signings and the academy players that make it into the first team with stars. So those are the ones we're keeping. The players without stars are the ones who will have to leave before the end of season 5. So we begin in goal, and as you can see we have completed the restructure there. We've got our 2 goalkeepers in Unai Simon and this season's new signing Dennis Simon. On the right hand side of the back 4, so at right back, Vanderson is a new signing. Reece James came through the youth team, so right back we are sorted. Central defenders, we've got Levi Colwill, who came through the youth setup. Sven Botman, a new signing. We've got Wesley Fofana, who needs to leave still. And we've got Antonio Silva, who is a new signing. Into left back, Ben Chilwell needs to go, as does Mark Cucurella. So we're going to need 2 new left backs over the remainder of the save. Into midfield, Enzo Fernandez is one who needs to leave. Mason Mount is one who came through the youth team, so can stay. Likewise, Carney Chukwuemeka. Jude Bellingham is a new signing and therefore is part of the squad going forward. Likewise, Kefren Turam and Xavi Simons. Moving on to right wing, David Neres, a new signing, and also João Mario. So right wing is completely sorted. On the left hand side, Raheem Sterling is an existing player, so needs to go. Likewise, Mikhailo Mudryk, as Abde is a new player. So we're looking for one left winger. And then up front, we've got Evan Nielsen, a new signing. Benjamin Sesko, who joined in the most recent transfer window. And Yusufa Makoku, another one who isn't an original player. So striker is now completely sorted as well. So with the squad done, I will come back in a moment to show you the predicted Premier League table and to tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, here is the Premier League season preview, and as you can see, we are third favourites to win the league, but in a slightly disappointing subplot to that, I suppose. We don't have any players in the Media Dream 11. So despite some quite high profile arrivals, none of them are fancied as the best players in their position. So time now to have a look at what's on the next episode, and I'm going to show you, as always, the first two matches of the Premier League season. We are at home to Manchester United and away to Southampton. And if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.